An audit report ordered by the Communications Authority Board to look into the staff's management mortgage scheme has shed more light on why the former Director General Ezra Chiloba was suspended. And when I was reading this report, I can safely conclude that Ezra Chiloba shot himself on the foot and gave William Ruto a loophole to eject him, because Ezra Chiloba was one of the very few Uhuru Kenyatta appointees that were remaining in this government. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in that report, it has revealed loopholes that members of staffs are using to defraud the Communications Authority of millions of shillings, and Ezra Chiloba was one of the perpetrators. He was found culpable and guilty of about 4 charges. It is said that Ezra Chiloba acted in conflict of interest and lack of integrity and competence. Number 1, Ezra Chiloba acquired a loan of or a mortgage of over 25 million shillings, and he defied the procedure that was meant to avail a proper valuer to value the property that he was about to buy. And in the process, Ezra Chiloba inflated the price of the land and the property that he was supposed to buy from 17 million shillings to 25 million shillings. This was revealed in the report when later a government valuer during the process of audit was called upon to look into the value of what Chiloba had proposed, thereby defrauding or attempting to defraud Communications Authority of about 8 million Kenyan shillings. It did end there. It is reported that the procedures require that Ezra Chiloba should have subjected the transaction details to a higher authority for scrutiny and approval. He did not do this. He decided to involve a junior officer who did not do any due diligence to look into the relationship between the buyer, who was Ezra Chiloba, and the seller. And he decided to approve this loan without a proper due diligence and scrutiny and give proper information. And how did this end? It is recorded something that is very damaging, that the authority remitted the amount of 25 million shillings to an account number there held at Equity Bank in the name of He Most Limited, as per the seller's instructions contained in a letter dated 5th December 2022. Further interrogation to confirm the identity of the seller via a query through the company's registry revealed that the sole director and shareholder of He Most Limited as Ezra Chiloba Simiyu, who is also the buyer. These actions amount to an offense in accordance with Section 41 and 42 of the Anti-Corruption Economic Crimes Act. Look at that. That Ezra Chiloba acted in counterfeit and pretended that he was buying a property. And when the money was remitted into an account in Equity Bank, it was later found that he was the director of the same company. So in this sense, he was the director, he was the buyer. At the same time, he was the seller. And I think if this is true, then this is very much, unacceptable. Now, according to the policy in the Communications Authority that guides the mortgage, staffs are allowed to buy not more than 1 acre property. But Ezra Chiloba decided in full knowledge of this policy to buy 7 acre going against the policy of the 1 acre staff limit that was established by the Communications Authority. And then it does not end there. He acted in gross misconduct and negligence of duty. And it is reported that there was a staff that had unpaid loan of over 28.9 million shillings. And this staff wanted to exit the company. And Ezra Chiloba, as the Director General, without due diligence as is required, decided to clear this civil servant, and he exited the company with an outstanding loan of 28.9 million Kenya shillings. And this is why I'm telling you that he himself shot himself on the foot and gave this regime a loophole to kick him out. In fact, all these are allegations, and I know he is innocent until proved guilty. But if all these allegations will be found to be true, then he's in hot soup. We are waiting to see whether he's going to land in jail. In fact, it is raising a lot of eyebrows because when he exited the IEBC, where he was also suspended and expelled, an audit query also found loopholes and some kind of mismanagement in the IEBC kitty, thereby implicating Ezra Chiloba as a man who will have it very rough because it seems he's corrupt. But as I said, he's still innocent until proven guilty. That report really implicated other officials, and one of the recommendations that they have is that, because it was found out that most of the staffs, instead of using or involving valuers who are accredited, they went for private valuers and they inflated prices whenever they want a mortgage. And so in that audit query, it has been recommended that all the valuers who colluded with the staff will be reported to the relevant authorities, maybe the anti-corruption group, for investigation, and you will see many people, being investigated, maybe going to jail. The staffs that had inflated the prices of the property will have to return them and will be renegotiated, or heads will be rolling. And it was found out that there are several Communications Authority staff members who still have outstanding loans. Others are not being paid and they are not in a hurry to pay. And when they acquire for more loans, there's no due diligence to find out whether they still have outstanding loans or they are taking new loans. They are just being given loans. And this is another avenue for minting money. And I believe this is taxpayers' money. So ladies and gentlemen, in as much as William Ruto has got this penchant of kicking out Uhuru appointees, this very man gave him. Even if I was the one and I wanted to kick him out and I'm looking for something, I would kick him out based on this. He's been suspended and I don't think he is ever coming back, ladies and gentlemen. He will be replaced because Wambua is there in an acting capacity. I don't know what you think, but that is what is reported.